Hello friends, welcome back to the Craft Castle and Happy New Year. I cannot believe we're already in a brand new year. I felt like the year 2022 flew right on by. So the very first project that we're going to be working on for this brand new year of 2023 is split monograms. It's going to be a real quick, easy tutorial, not hard at all, but just a few things that you're going to need to know in order to make these slip monograms look fantabulous. So let's get started. I'm going to put myself in the middle today because we are going to utilize this bottom section right here. Open up a blank window in Design Space. First things first, you just want to add in any text that you want. Generally, split monograms are made with the last name, and you can do this for any letter. So I'm just going to add in the letter F. Now, this is a pretty generic letter, so I'm going to choose a new font over here at the font box. You can click on that. And now Cricut's new feature is that they have like this text box that you can move around. I personally actually love this. I have seen some makers complain about this little thing right here. I think it's so neat. No longer is it just right here and it gets in the way of things that you're trying to look at. You can kind of move this around. Okay, when it comes to fonts like these, I mean, you could probably choose any font and it would probably work. However, I'm kind of a stickler when it comes to this, and I like block letters when I'm doing split letters, just because it's more legible and you don't have to do so many workarounds for it. So I am just looking for a thick font. Okay, so I am going to choose the Cricut font Normandy Roman. It's really bold. I like this font. It's super thick. The other cool thing about this new font thing is now that we've already chosen it, we can bookmark this, and then there's this bookmark tab right here. Or if you save this and you want to come back later and you don't remember what font this is, then you can go over here into recent and it will show you the recent ones that you've done before. So we just put in any letter you want. I'm going to do F since my last name is Falco. This will work for any letter. Very easy. I mean, this is going to be a super easy tutorial. So add in the letter that you want, and then we're going to go over here into shapes and put in a rectangle or a square. Okay, I'm just gonna make this really big, and then I'm gonna change this over into a different color just so we can see what we're doing. Now, when it comes to a split letter, you see how there is one and we need to cut it in half, right? But if you unlock this, and I see a lot of people, they do it like this, and there's like this really thick cutout that's going to happen. You might lose a lot of characters that happen with that. And so in order to avoid that, I always take this rectangle. Now it's a rectangle. I'm going to make it larger than my F on the side to side. So my left to right, so I'm going to make it larger. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to the top, and then in the height, I'm just going to make this super small, like 0.001. This does not work if you add in the score line, because I'm sure if you're watching this and you're like, why didn't you do the score line? It won't work with a score line for some reason. Okay, so it's going to be mine just for this tutorial. It's a really big F. You can resize this later just so we can see. And then I have this now, what looks like just a line is larger in width of the letter. And then it's like super thin, so we won't lose any characters for this. Selecting both of these, and I am going to align and then press center. So if I were to cut this the way that it says in the center, it will cut right here. And let me zoom in. See how when you cut right here, and you're going to be left with a little bit right here. Okay, so if we cut that F, the letter F, in the way that it says to do it, in the complete center, right? This is what your F is going to look like. It looks kind of funny to me. So we are trying to avoid the funny one. So I'm going to delete this one. This is the one that we are originally working with. And I am going to just put this line kind of in the middle of this little area right here. And this is where you're just going to eyeball it. But anything that doesn't cut off like a main artery, I guess, of the font is going to be perfect. So let's just go straight up in the middle of that. Okay, so now that our rectangle is in the middle of this main important area, what I'm going to do is I am going to just select both of these, and I'm going to press slice. Delete these little lines up top, and you're going to be left with what looks like just an F with a slice down the middle. Selecting the F and then pressing Command and duplicate So now we're going to get two F's. Select both of the two F's that you created, align and center. There's going to be one on top of the other. That's fine. Clicking on one of them, you want to go over here into contour, and then we're just going to click one, the bottom one of the pieces. And then we're going to click on the second one, which is the back. Now, whichever one you clicked for the first one, you want to click the second one. So we already have the first part, or the top part of the F. So now we want to click that F because now we want the bottom part of the F. Okay, now it's going to look like a perfectly F, just like what you had, but do not use mouse clicks with this any longer. You only want to use keyboard arrow clicks because we want to make sure that this stays in the same direction. If you go a little bit a hair off to the left or the right when you're doing mouse clicks, you're going to have a weird looking F. So just clicking one portion of my F, I'm going to use my arrow keys and I'm just going to go down and I'm just making a gap. That's it. Just one big gap. And this is like where you're going to put your last name. So we're doing Falco. Now you could stop here and do Falco if you wanted to, or whatever name that you're trying to achieve here. I don't personally like them when they're left like this. I like when they have that extra line that goes across it, just so it looks like that there's technically supposed to be something above it. So adding in another shape, and then we're going to do a square. Let's change this over into red just so we can see what we're doing. And I am going to make this the same height as the very bottom, or the very top. And we're going to unlock. I'm going to drag this. I'm going to make it not very wide, but just the same width as the top. So the top width is 6.798. So I'm going to take that square and I make it 6.798. And I don't want it this thick, so I'm going to make it a little bit thinner. Okay, looks good. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this down here. Let's take these two right here and we're going to group these. So Command G, and then selecting the little red rectangle and your F, and we're going to align center. That's just making sure that this rectangle is centered with the top one. Since you made it the same width, it should be the same width all throughout. Now we can take that one and we can, the F and Command Shift G, which is ungroup. You can right click as well and do the group and ungroup. And I am going to take this square again and do Command D, which is duplicate, lining the rectangle back up with the first rectangle. And I'm just going to use my arrow keys. The same thing like we did earlier. We're only going to use the arrow keys because everything's lined up again. Just making sure that everything stays lined up. And I know it looks really weird right now because it's red and we have like this charcoal thing, but I guarantee once we're done with this, it's going to look fantabulous. Okay, let's zoom in just a little bit. And I like to then take my red and see how my red square or rectangle, and you see how there's going to be a gap right here because I just pressed the arrow key. I want to just make it to where it barely overlaps. And then doing the same thing with this, I'm going to take my red rectangle and I see how there's like a small little gap. I mean, it's a hairline, but you just want to overlap it just a little bit. Okay, before we weld this together or combine this together, I'm going to select all of these pieces and I'm going to change it over into black. And if I like the way this looks, then I'm going to weld it together. If you don't, then you still have an opportunity to fix it. I personally like the way this looks. So I'm going to select all of these and I'm going to go over here into combined and then weld. Now, Cricut has this new thing where you can, instead of doing the weld, you can select all of these, combined and unite. I actually don't even like any of these features right here. I can tell you I have tried to use them and I'm just not a fond of them. When you do that, then you get all these additional weirdness going on here and it just is, I don't know, it kind of boggles my mind a little bit. In Inkscape we have something the same way where it's like the unite, subtract, intersect, and it works a little differently. The way Cricut Design Space has it here, I don't bother with those functions. So we're going to go back and I'm going to select all, combine, and then weld. Now, the unfortunate part about this, which I think that's the theory with Design Space on those like the combined and unite and stuff like that, is once you weld something, you can't go back. You're stuck, which is why we changed the colors to this versus just automatically welding, because it is correct. You can't move this around. The other option to this that you could do, because if you're going to use like a block font for your F, but then you're going to use a cute cursive letter, we can do Command Z and we can go back. And what you could do is selecting the top portion only, top of the F and your rectangle, and then doing weld, and then just doing the bottom portion of your letter plus that rectangle, coming down here again, and then pressing weld. So then when we go in here in our text, and you can, let's F-A-O. I don't even know how to spell my last name. Okay. Then if you wanted to resize this, because some fonts look better with a smaller gap or you need a bigger gap, then when you go to do that, you can rearrange these and make them bigger or smaller. Okay, so for example, this is a different font that I've chosen, and it has a super large F. This is a different downloaded font, not a Cricut font. If I were to put this over here, let's delete that one. See how it's like really small? I mean, you can leave it that way if you wanted to. I probably would not choose this font with this monogram, split monogram, but it is an option. I would just, if I was going to use this, I would make this like a little bit bigger, the gap a little bit bigger, and do it like that, where it kind of fills out a little bit more. But again, this is not a font that I would use for the split monograms. However, at least you can be able to adjust. Now, when you're doing this, remember to only use your up and down arrow keys. Don't use the mouse clicks, because you do not want these two to get off center from each other. Then if you do that, I mean, I don't know what letter that is, right? So we're just going to go back. And then once you got your letter complete, you can just select both of these and you can Command G group. So then this is like one letter. You could do this for the entire alphabet if you wanted to. But I mean, that's it. That's split monogram in a nutshell, is like the easiest thing. It's just a couple tips and tricks that you can do to make sure that your letters look like they're supposed to. If you have any other questions about split monograms, please leave it in the comments field of this video, because I'm sure if you have questions, other people have questions too. All right, y'all, I will see you later.